This is from Orange and Brown Talk Podcast, 23 questions for 2023. Will Myles Garrett break the sack record and win Defensive Player of the Year? What are your thoughts there?
Well, I always say he certainly has a chance, and he has to, I think, do what we expect under this Jim Schwartz scheme, which is the good thing about this scheme is it creates opportunities and one-on-one opportunities, especially for its best pass rushers to just go and get the quarterback. This defense is pretty simple. It's see quarterback, get quarterback up front. So I think that's good in like the guys they've added, your Zadarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Obo Okoronkwo. He's going to have some help this year in a way that he really hasn't had the last 2 years, because again, I know Jadeveon Clowney had like 9 sacks in 2021, but like 3 of those came in the last game against the Bengals in a game that just didn't really matter. So I think Myles is finally going to have some help. I think though too, and I talked about this on the podcast, there are also some things that are in his control that are intangibles and out of his control that are kind of intangible. Number one, I think he can't derail his own season the way he did last year, by having a similar incident to the one where he flipped his Porsche in week 4. And he was kind of dealing with these lingering injuries from that. And I also think it kind of hurt his leadership credibility too. And then it's also like the Browns, I think, have to win some games. And unfortunately, I think the groups that vote for these awards and everything, if they aren't winning, people aren't going to really be paying attention to what Myles Garrett is doing. And it's going to be harder to break through knowing all the other good edge rushers, especially that you are competing with. So I think, yes, he has to go out and get the sacks. This scheme is designed to help him do that. He has to break his own sack record again, but they have to win some games because we all know, the national media right now, not a ton of attention being paid to the Browns. And I mean, I've thought a lot of that has to do with Deshaun Watson and the off-field, again, the sexual misconduct allegations that have created this controversy that it's easy to not want to talk about them when they aren't winning because they're not really relevant to the playoff race and things like that. So all of those things outside of Myles's control. But if they start winning games, he has the right performance in national TV games and has the right Twitter highlights at the right time, all these things that are kind of silly, right, can actually have a big impact. So I think he has to do what he can, stay on track this season, not let lingering injuries derail him, keep that leadership going, and he's on the track to at least have a fighting chance.